Hello, welcome back. Today my goal is to go through three different setups for Claws&Chaos. It's a brand new game. I saw it at the OTK Expo and I've also saw stands on Northern Lion player, and I've been playing it quite a bit, as you'll be able to see when I swap over to this screen. As you see up there, that number 630, that's nothing, but I've also on the leaderboard in whatever region I'm number 6, but I thought I sort of have an idea of a starting point, which I believe is one of the better ones. There's a couple of different ones which I like to do, but I'm going to go through three of them today. And the first one I'll show you right now, and then I'll play the rest of the game after I've done a couple of rounds, and then I'll show you another one and another one. But for now, I'm just going to show you exactly what I do. I buy. That's all you need to do. It's just dead simple. You go straight there. Very simple. And then you've only got 1 gold left, so you roll. The idea with this is to set you up for the late game. So for example, it sort of helps you start thinking of a build. Sometimes you take it, sometimes you don't. In this case, I am actually going to take it. What's the best option for slimes? My expected outcome of this is going to be a loss. Is what it is. I usually lose the first round, but then I get quite far and win. This is my best win rate of all the starters that I've done so far. I'd basically just call it the scaling build. Let me think this through. I'm going to get rid of Wolf. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of Wolf and go with the Horse Knight. The idea is I've got a range and I'm going to set up, because this helps me make, if I show you, discount population up cost by 1. This has been my favourite game at the minute, and I've been ranking up. The only reason I'm not a higher rank is simply because I can't be bothered grinding out stuff. Okay, so my expected outcome is to lose, which is expected. I've got 1 less thing, but my idea is it'll scale late game. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but in this case, my idea is to go for hooves. Okay, so this is an awkward position I'm in, but I can get my population, and I always, no matter what happens, the idea is always population up and always upgrade shop, because the whole point is to scale. So if you don't keep scaling, you won't do very well. Okay, the idea on this round is literally draw them to the front. Draw these to the front, get the assassins in to kill this, because this will deal most of the damage. This will probably die by them. Yeah, we're probably going to lose again, which isn't great. But the idea of this whole thing is you're not really... It's very high risk, high rewards. Well, not really high risk, but there's a high chance of you losing early on. So the reason why I like it is, 1, you very easily can sort of come up with a build early game. As you can see here, early game build. My idea is go for hooves, and you'll be pretty well off. Population up, upgrade shop. Okay, so once again, the idea is I've got a build going. Chances are positioning does matter, so we're gonna probably lose again, which isn't great, but this was really just a showcase. Oh no, say we win. Usually by now I start winning. It's not ideal to rank up quick, but it's a very stable way to rank up, I find. I usually once I start winning, I usually do well until, let me think, semi late game. So I start losing about 7 or 8, which works, but sometimes you get all the way up there with no hearts lost, which is ideal. So I'm going to continue play this out by myself, and I'll go through and you'll see me in a second where I'll show you another setup that is popular. It might not be the best in the current meta, but it might be in the future, and I found a couple of them, 3 total. This is the first one that I'd like to show you. So I'm going to pause the recording here and see you in a minute. I'm back quickly just to show you the new tip. Basically, this is the same run as before. As you see, I've still got the one art, still got the assassins and the hooves and whatever that they had. I've just upgraded all the way up until this last one. It's optional to get this last one. It just really depends if you're going for the higher tier unit. If your plan is to go high tier units, you want to get it. Otherwise, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, personally, at least from what I've found. And instead, I prefer just to scale better because it gives me more of a chance of winning. And then later on, if you want to upgrade certain higher tier units, then you upgrade. But that's just a quick tip for this first set of things that I'm showing you. Okay, see it around. See it in a sec with the second starter. Okay, and I'm back. This time I'm going to show you how to do a different strategy. This strategy is, the idea is increase population, keep the shop upgrades low. My idea is you want to get a lot of units on the board and get them higher level. The thing is, it doesn't always work, but it's a strategy that can help now, but in the future, I'm not, to be perfectly honest, I'm not too sure on this strategy in the current meta. I feel like the other strategy is worse because when I was doing this originally, it didn't go very well. So make sure to upgrade, roll, and make sure to lock in the units. I don't upgrade shop at all at this early stage in the game. The thing is, what you're sort of after is bonuses like the rodent bonus or the dog bonus early on. Cat bonus is no good at this stage in the game. If you were going for cat bonus, you'd want to go up a tier. So, in this case, popular up, put in, start leveling up, and roll. Higher tier, want to put this forward to dodge this, because once again, position is very important in this game. Let me think. I am gonna level up rodents max level, so we can pivot off rodents if we want. However, I don't really want to. I just want to get the full maximum potential out of rodent. And then, realistically, there's many different builds you can do with this, but currently I don't think there's anything that's properly viable. This is pretty good relatively early in the game, but it does seem to fall off later. But I think that might be my fault for not pivoting early enough, because you sort of need to pivot and start upgrading shop. As I'm doing in this case. So the idea is, realistically, I shouldn't have upgraded, but it felt mandatory. And I think from now on, from like round 3 or 4, I'll start upgrading, because I've already got a nice base down. Some people like to just push right through and keep at these low tier units and get loads of level 3s, but I'm not personally a fan of it. But it's completely up to what you want to play. So as you see up there on the screen, you can see that all these units are pretty useful, especially to get the bonus. But my idea is, especially with the rodent gameplay, I want to upgrade a bit earlier because a lot of the good rodent units are max level. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 more rounds to actually get the high tier rodent units. So, just when you're playing rodent as this build, you need to start upgrading shop really early. But once you've got a nice foundation, you can start doing that as I'm doing now. But if you're playing dog build, it's not too bad, because this is a tier 2 dog unit, and then there's also a couple of other dog units in that middle of range, which are really good. Okay, so I'm going to leave you here. This is number 2. And the idea is, there's going to be another one, which I've never really used, but I have seen people use, so I'm going to show it, and I think it might be useful depending on what sort of strategy you're going for, or what sort of build you're after, and different things like that. But don't worry, I'll show you in a minute. See you in a sec. Okay, welcome back. This is another starter. I've never really played this, so don't know the full strategy going into stuff. But I personally believe it's quite strong. I feel like early game when I went up against it, it's crushed me. It really just depends on what item you get. So the idea is, before you do anything, you upgrade the shop and you roll. The idea is either to get a synergy of tier 2 units, or 2 tier 2 units and an item. Because generally that's quite a strong combo. In this case, we've got a tanky dog, a pig, and a bear to heal. I'm going to personally choose dog and pig. Pig stuns instantly off the bat, so it makes this damage nullified. The dog's quite strong and tanky. I think I'm going to go with a hoof build, so I'm going to put some buff on the pig, and I'm going to roll away for next turn. And then after that, I just click start. As you can see, the tier 2 units are stronger than the tier 1 units, as you can see by the health bars, so it is quite strong early game. However, I still prefer my first strategy because it's sort of, I'm used to it, it sets me up. I might start pivoting to this strategy, but if this is no good currently, it's definitely going to be good in the future, in my opinion. In this case, obviously, I'm going to upgrade the shop now, increase the amount of units. This is where it'll become a problem. As you get later on into the build, it's going to become a problem that you've got one less unit because you just didn't rank up. So, as I said, I've not really played this. I can imagine depending on some builds, it can be really strong. And it might still be strong currently, depending on what unit you've got. Which I think, in this case, it is. So, I think my ideal thing is the full send on hooves. Everything else, I don't think really matters too much, at least in this case. More shield on the pig, and more resistance on the pig. I'm trying to make this pig my carry. It's a lower tier unit, but it is quite strong. The main reason it's so strong is the stun it deals at the start. So I'm gonna go for it. I might do more content depending on how well this does, just to show you how my runs do, or I might stream it because I'm really enjoying the game. Called Claws&Chaos, if I forgot to mention it earlier. If so, I'll put a title screen at the front to explain what it is. But so far, so good. So the idea is you want to keep upgrading shop. I'm going full hoof build. So this dog will eventually get replaced because, as you see, hoof build is quite strong and it scales all the way up to 8. But you've only got 8 total slots in the whole game, so that's the way it is. Okay, I'm gonna disappear now. I'll see you on the flip side. I'll let you just watch this because I know some people might end up moaning and being like, why didn't you show the battle? But I'll catch up with you in a minute. I'll explain to you how this build went and what I think about it since it's my first time actually doing it. But so far so good. I've got 3 hearts, 4 wins. Might just be a fluke, but seems to be going well. Okay, welcome back. I'm on my last life. I've got 5 wins so far. I think this is working okay. It could definitely work better. I think it's more my misplay of what build he actually went in the end. Because earlier on this week, this build was quite decent, but I think the idea was not as good as I'd like to execute it. So, they're the 3 builds. I'd say the first one and the last one are pretty even in what they sort of do. The first one gives you a bit more variety of builds. I feel like that based on what I've just tried, depending on what build you want to go, the last one is definitely better. However, the second one, I've got a feeling that depending on balance changes and the different like units that get added or like different restrictions that get added, I've got a feeling that the second one could be really good depending on what gets changed. And it could change regularly, and they could even be built out there which I've not even seen. So if you've got any and you want me to try them or whatever, just let me know because I'm very interested. Okay, I appreciate it. Bye bye.